This conference will now be recorded.
Take 2 minutes and I'll wait and please confirm me. Naresh, Saiker and Vinith, did you log in? Vinith, are you there? I want response from you. How about others? Saikiran and Vinith. Vinith, you're there? I want response from everyone, you know, either in chat or voice, anything. Do you have free tier accounts or not? If created or not, please interact. So because without interaction, it will be dull. There is no use in the class. Okay. If you confirm in the chat whether you have created or not, whatever. Are you there? Give some acknowledgement in the chat or voice. Otherwise, we can't start the class. Every one of you. Okay. Fine. Okay. Sai Kiran, can you chat, please? Okay. I'm continuing. So meanwhile, admin, if possible, please call Sai Kiran and ping him whether he is present or not. You know, he can't miss a class. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay, so now we're into EC2 section, right? EC2. Okay, so what is EC2? I want quick response from you. What is EC2? Come on, please chat or respond. Just unmute yourself and give a quick answer, okay? The class should be interactive. That is when I can give my best.
Elastic Compute Cloud.
Okay, that is definition. But అదేంటి డెఫినేషన్ ఈజ్ ఫైన్. EC2 అంటే ఏంటి? దాంతో ఏంది యూజ్ దాన్ని లాంచ్ చేస్తే? Either chat or is also fine.
సర్వర్ ని క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవడం EC2 లో.
Okay, great. How about others? Just quickly give your answers. Even it is wrong, that is fine. Response is important. Let's be interactive, guys. There is nothing like right or wrong. If you are interactive, that is when class will be good, right? Shweta, Vineet, Sai Kiran, can you please chat or talk? What is EC2? What do you understand by EC2? Okay, great. So the same thing you have responded, right? Do the same thing quickly when I ask. Okay, either in chat or if you don't, if you can't chat, just unmute and speak yourself. So if the class is interactive, that is when you can get the best. It's not like one way. It also can be two way. Okay, so yesterday we just went through how a server is created. I just want to show you how easy it is. Okay, how it is configured, what are the different things and all, right? Now let me give an overview of EC2 section, what we'll learn in EC2. Okay, now first in EC2, what is EC2? That is Elastic Cloud Compute. You told me that is infrastructure as a service, right? So it mainly consists of the capability of, okay, in EC2 section, what can we do? We can rent EC2, right? EC2 instances. So these are also called as servers. Servers, right? Then we can launch EC2 servers. So EC2 section lo మనం ఏమేం చేయగలుగుతాం, main capabilities of EC2. Okay, then EC2 కి next main thing ఏంటి, storing data కదా, drives కావాలి కదా మనకు, hard drives. We need drives, right? So these drives are called as EBS volumes. EBS volumes are virtual drives. Okay, హార్డ్ డ్రైవ్ మనం అటాచ్ చేస్తాం కదా, దాన్ని EBS వాల్యూమ్స్ అంటారు. Then apart from this, we will learn elastic load balancers. What is this? elastic load balancers. Then after this, we'll learn ASG, that is auto scaling groups. Okay. So in EC2 section, we'll be learning how to launch EC2 servers and attach volumes and attach manual, custom volumes, and practically we'll be setting up load balancers. Okay, we'll see how the real life scenario works, how a web server takes the hit in a load balancer, and on top of ELB, we'll place auto scaling group of a EC2 machine. Okay, this makes a basic architecture of EC2. Okay, a fail-proof, redundant, elastic architecture. When we learn, well, when we combine all these concepts, when we see each topic we will learn, we'll combine each topic at the end of this EC2 section. Then I'll give you a mini project for each of you based on the thing we have performed. Here we'll also involve security groups also. So after this, we'll be having knowledge on launching EC2 servers, attaching drives. Okay, what are the drives, how many drives you want, you can attach, and attaching load balancers. Okay, load balancers, right, I have told you in the previous classes, they share the load between different servers by taking the hit తీసుకొని సర్వర్ రిక్వెస్ట్ ని షేర్ చేసాయి లోడ్ సర్వర్స్ కి. ఓకే, then auto scaling groups, that means automatically based on the hits, వచ్చే hits బట్టి they will increase or decrease the servers. No need to have manual intervention, they will automatically increase. If the load is high, they will increase the servers in the background. If the load is low, they will decrease the servers automatically. Okay, this will be a good concept. So if you combine all this, see, if you have load balancer and auto scaling and DBS, that is a fail proof. Okay, fail proof mechanism, that is a fail proof architecture. So we'll be exploring that, right? I think I have already discussed this, but still I have explained you how load balancer works and ASG works. But in this section, I'll let you know all the things. Okay, then what is next? We'll see about user data. Okay, we'll look about what is user data. Okay, so now you already know, right, what are the components of EC2? ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి సర్వర్ లో? Can you let me know quickly? సర్వర్ లో ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి? What are the components present in a server?
OS, hard drives, Ethernet cables, CPUs, RAMs.
So how about others?
NIC cards, networking cards,
Yeah, great. Next,
RAM,
please,
ROM,
others. Anything else?
operating systems like Linux, Mac, Windows, etc.
Yeah. Okay. So able to see my screen, guys? It's clear, right?
Clear, it's clear.
Okay, so good. So I now you know the basic of what is a server, and if you have idea, let me know what is EBS volumes. Just give it a try. No need. If it is wrong, also fine. What is EBS volumes? This one.
Hardwares, storages.
Okay.
Whatever
Good.
the data will be used with stores in a data. For example, hardware. Example, hardware.
Correct. Yeah, it's like a virtual hard drive, like the drives which we use, right? C drive, V drive, etc. Similarly, these EBS volumes are, these are called as elastic block storage. These are block storages in AWS. So we'll create and connect the volumes individually also. Okay, we can do that. So this thing, so we have first we'll create a server. Okay, we'll be creating a server. Then we'll be separately creating EBS volumes and attaching it to the server. Okay. Then what is a load balancer? Just give if you have an idea, anyone.
It
What is a load
distributes
balancer? Yeah,
it distributes the uh, incoming traffic. I mean, whatever the data which
yeah,
comes,
correct,
it
correct. Yeah,
distributes.
it distributes the load. Yeah, correct. So this load balancer, okay, this will be in front of server. And then what is auto scaling group? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Automatically storage and RAMs increasing.
It
Near.
separates the load. Which separates the loads by scaling, by increasing or decreasing its data on the load balancer, whatever.
Yeah, not exactly.
అంటే
It
అది
doesn't.
separate, అంటే లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ మీద ఎక్కువ లోడ్ పడకుండా దానికి వచ్చే సర్వర్స్ కి దాని మీద లోడ్ తగ్గడానికి ఆటోమేటిక్ స్కేలింగ్ గ్రూప్స్ అనేది ఇంక్రీజింగ్ డిక్రీజింగ్ అవుతుంది. అది నా ఒపీనియన్.
Yeah, what is auto scaling group? I mean, increase what it will increase or decrease.
అది ఈజీ టు మన సర్వర్స్ ఇంక్రీజ్ డిక్రీజింగ్ చేస్తుంది. అంటే ఇప్పుడు లోడ్ ఎక్కువ సర్వర్స్ ఎక్కువ ఎక్కువ యూజర్స్ ఎక్కువ అయిందనుకో దాని మీద లోడ్ పడకుండా బ్యాకప్ లో అంటే అది బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ లో రన్ అయ్యేటట్టు చేస్తుంది. మెయిన్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ వచ్చేసి ఏదైతే తక్కువ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నామో విచార్ మనం తక్కువ అప్లికేషన్ మన సిస్టమ్ ఫోన్ లో చాలా అప్లికేషన్స్ ఉంటాయి కానీ అన్ని యూజ్ చేయం. కానీ ఏవైతే యూజ్ చేస్తున్నామో అది ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ లో ఉంటుంది. ఏదైతే యూజ్ చేయమో అవి బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ లో బ్యాకప్ అవుతుంది. అంటే లోడ్ ఉంటాయి. మనం మినిమైజ్ చేస్తాం కదా ఆల్ అప్లికేషన్. ఏదైతే యూజ్
Yeah,
చేస్తామో అది ఉంటుంది. మిగతా
that
అన్ని
is
బ్యాకప్ లో రన్ అవుతుంటాయి.
that is a slightly different concept, Vineet. But fine, you have almost catched it. But it's a different concept. It's not optimization, but yeah, I will discuss. Fine, but you have come very near. Okay, then what is user data? Did anyone have an idea? So,
యూజ్ చేస్తారో వాళ్ళు యూజ్ చేస్తారు. ఇప్పుడు నేను యూజ్ చేస్తున్న డేటా సంథింగ్ అది యూజర్ డేటా అనుకుంటున్నాను.
okay, no problem. You are interacting very good. Great try. So it's very near Vineet again. So okay, we'll discuss user data as well. So first we know what is an EC2 instance, right? Now we know what is EBS volumes. We create drives and attach. Now let us discuss what is an elastic load balancer. Okay, so let us discuss what is an elastic load balancer. Now see, for instance, this is the server. Okay, this is the server, and we have two servers. We have two servers, and here is the load balancer, and these are end users from different places or different countries or whatever. End users, they will try to reach a website. They'll try to they'll try to reach a website. Okay, so for example, take this as the example of your results. So whenever your college results are released or published, so one thing you will observe that you want the site will be hanged, right? Some 500 series error, 503 error, load is high, and server is getting hang, and you won't get the results till evening or next day. So that is a common problem. So why that is happening? Due to the unpredictable amount of load. Okay, if say for example, see without
చాలా
this
యూజర్
load balancer,
చాలా
yeah.
యూజర్స్
So
సేమ్ ఐపీని యూజ్ చేస్తారు. అంటే సేమ్ వెబ్ లింక్ ని యూజ్ చేయడం వల్ల దాని మీద లోడ్ ఎక్కువ పడడం వల్ల మనకు ఆ లింక్ అనేది వేరే వాళ్ళ కొంతమందికి ఓపెన్.
yeah, yeah, yeah. When I complete it, I'll ask you guys. Yeah, you can answer. So, uh, so for example, there is a load balancer, no load balancer. Okay, what happens? All the hits are taken by single server. All the hits continuously taken by single server. So what exactly is happening here in the background? Resource crunch. Okay, resource crunch. So resource crunch is happening. So that means the amount of RAM, CPU and all will present here, right? It will be going to peaks. It will be going to full load. So when it will be full load, that is when the end users experience the bad. End users will have the bad experience. Okay, site is hanging and all. So to avoid this, we have a concept of ELB. That is elastic load balancer. So if you place this load balancer, it automatically increases or decreases. I mean, it can take an n number of load. It can take a lot of load. Okay. So now, for example, instead of directly taking hit, okay, directly taking hit to server, మనం ఏం చేస్తాం? We'll place a load balancer in front of the server. Sorry, place చేసి we'll directly hit the load balancer this time. So we'll configure load balancer anamata. Okay, we'll configure load balancer and tell the load balancer that okay, if you get hit, you transfer the load to servers. Okay, now what it will do, instead of hitting to one server, now it will share the load to two different servers equally. So if we have 3 servers, okay, it will again share the load to 3 different servers. So load is constantly shared between 3. So now what happens? Instead of one server, 3 servers are working. 3 same servers are working for different people. Now resource also will be less consumed, right? Less number of RAM, because 3 servers are sharing the load. Okay, it can be any servers. In our example, I am saying 3 servers. Okay, you can launch any servers and load balance it. Now what happens if you do this? Now load will be shared and end users will have a great experience, right? See, your the website which you're using for your results, it will be hanging always because they are not using the correct architecture. But when you compare the same with a Facebook or Instagram, is it the same case? No. Why? Because they are using the advanced architecture. They are using the power of cloud. So that is the reason why end users are always happy. Okay. So when you come to this load balancer, there are again 3 types of load balancers. Okay, that is ALB, NLB and GWB. Okay, application load balancer. So don't get confused. These 3 load balancers do the same thing, but they do at different levels. Okay, application load balancer is mainly used for websites, that is HTTP, HTTPS traffic. Okay, network load balancer is used for TCP traffic. Okay, TCP level traffic, layer 4 network, in the layer 4 traffic in the networking layer. OSI model, right? OSI layers, networking layers. In that, this will work on level 4. And this gateway load balancer, I will let you know what is gateway load balancer. This is newly introduced by AWS. Before it was CLB. Now it is gateway load balancer. I'll let you know what that is. Okay. Now all this performs the same thing, but some applications, depending on the customization, you can use either of this, depending on what is the purpose. Okay. But generally in real time also, for all the applications and all, we use either ALB or NLB. Okay. ALB is for websites. NLB is used for TCP traffic. See, for example, you play PUBG, right? So in the case of PUBG, they will be using NLB. This most probably they will be using NLB. Why? Because NLB transfers and it takes the hits very, very fast. It's pretty faster, at least 10 to 100 times faster than ALB. So that doesn't mean, see, NLB fast and AC, we don't want to use NLB. Okay, it depends on scenario. So if you have ALB, I mean websites, ALB is the correct suit because it knows how to take HTTP hits and all. Okay, it is also fast, very, very fast, but NLB is too fast. Okay, so gaming servers where the ping rate should be less. Okay, where the sensitivity of data is very high, immediate result is needed, like PUBG and all. You need immediate response, right? If you kill an enemy in a PUBG, so it should be immediate, right? Otherwise, if you try to kill him and if you kill after 5 minutes, what is the purpose? Okay, so in such cases we use NLB also in our architectures. If we have a normal web application, we'll be using application load balancer. Okay, man. 3 types sometime we'll discuss, no problem, practically, but generally we use ALB. Generally we use ALB or NLB depending on what we use, but in real time mostly we have web servers, right? That is why we use ALB. Even if you have any scenario, you should keep in mind, okay, I have 3 load balancers. What is the best load balancer? You should not go blindly and open ALB. Depending on the scenario which you have been thrown in your real-time scenario, see, a project will be given for you. Okay, he will be saying, your manager will be saying, hey, I want a load balancer in front of it. Okay, so what is the architect should think? Okay, there are 3 load balancers. What is best for this scenario? Let me try. And if you are not unsure, try with both. Okay, try with both and test which is working fine and implement all that. Okay, if you are only unsure, okay, but you should have a knowledge that there are different types of load balancers. So what should I use? Okay, and whenever your manager said, hey, there are unpredictable hits, any hits vasthayi teliyadu naku, how would you do the load balancing? Then you will say, okay sir, I know how to do this. There is a concept called load balancer. Let me try. Okay, let me try. So this is how you manage in real time. Okay, so this is about load balancing. After launching the servers, we'll be having load balancing. Then this is about load balancing. Then auto scaling groups. Okay, auto scaling groups. So what is auto scaling groups? For example, see, now in the same scenario, okay, chudandi, same example, you are getting lot of hits, right? Lot of hits. You are predicted, మీకు ముందే తెలుసు hits వస్తాయని, you placed 3 servers here. How many? 3 servers. Fine, బానే ఉంది. You have placed 3 servers. It is fine, బానే ఉంది. Now what if load keep on increasing, end users keep on coming, even if you share the load, మీరు load share చేసినా కూడా పనవట్లేదు. 3 servers also not enough. అర్థమైందా? You have placed 3 servers brilliantly. You thought like, okay, I will place 3 servers. నేను 3 servers పెడితే ఏంటి, 3 servers పెడితే load will share, it will be happy. So that's what you thought. Okay, what if load keep on increasing and even these 3 servers get hanged? Again end users are facing the issue. You can't do it manually, right? So you get an alert, okay, 3 servers also full. Will you go manually and say, okay, I'll launch another server, okay, I'll launch another server? Will someone should monitor always? So this is olden, this is a conventional method. Someone will keep on monitoring. If some resource is full, go and increase the server. So you can do that also manually. You can go and launch a server and attach to load balancer. It's headache, right? You always need to sit there and wait for something to happen. Okay, what if that human being for half an hour he went away? See, humans have many issues, right? We are not machines. We have our own feelings, right? He went away. He's not monitoring. What happens? So for that half an hour he'll be struggling, right? These end users. Half an hour is not a small case. You may lose some thousands, lakhs or crores depending on your application. It's a lot of loss, right? So to avoid this, the name itself says auto scaling. Auto scaling. Scaling means either increase or decrease. So auto scaling means increase or decrease. Scaling ante either increase cheyadam లేదా decrease cheyadam. Auto means automatically doing the same. So for us, instead of manual intervention, depending on the load, this auto scaling will either increase or decrease the amount of servers. Okay, now if you place these servers in, okay, if you place these servers in auto scaling groups behind the load balancer, okay, auto scaling group behind the load balancer. Now what happens? So this auto scaling group will detect, okay, this load average is getting high, the CPU or RAM is getting high. What should I need to do? We'll give the instruction before only. See, if the load is high, please launch a new server. So depending on the load, it will keep on launching the servers, and this load balancer will automatically share the heads to different servers. Okay, so this is auto scaling. Now there is one more plus here. One more plus. It not only increases, it also decreases. It also decreases based on the load. See, it will detect for every 1 minute or 2 minutes. It will keep on monitoring. If the load gets, see, if users have their for example, it is night, they are not seeing the results. Night, most people won't see the results, right? They'll be sleeping. So at that time traffic will be very low, right? Then what is the use of this many servers? Unnecessary money, right? If you launch more servers, you are paying more money to AWS, waste of resource, right? Then this auto scaling group will automatically detect and see, okay, load is low, let me delete all the servers. All means it will not delete all, but it will keep the first basic servers are there, right? It will just keep the basic servers and delete all the servers. Okay, so is this concept clear for you? Auto scaling group. You can type in chat, can I repeat, or just reply me in the chat. Okay, how about others?
Can you repeat the question?
Did you got this concept, auto scaling groups?
Yeah, అర్థమైంది.
Yeah, others please respond. Okay, Vivek. Okay,
ఇది టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ బాలన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి, అప్లికేషన్, నెట్వర్క్, గేట్వే. ఒకసారి బ్రీఫ్ గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయమంటే, అంటే ఎక్కడ యూజ్ చేసాం ఈ ఎలాస్టిక్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా. మనం సర్వర్ ని లాంచ్ చేసి దానికి వాల్యూమ్స్ డిఫరెంట్ ఆఫ్ డ్రైవ్స్ అటాచ్ చేసి లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్స్ ని పెడతాం కదా. ఇప్పుడు మీరు అన్నారు కదా, డిఫరెంట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఎండ్ యూజర్స్ తోని లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్ షేర్ చేసి సర్వర్స్ కి పంపిస్తుంది. అంటే లోడ్ పడకుండా డిఫరెంట్ మంచిగా ఫ్రీగా ఆ సర్వర్ ఫ్రీగా రన్ అవ్వడానికి ఇక్కడ ఈఎల్బి అన్నారు. అంటే ఈ ఏఎల్బి ఎన్ఎల్బి గేట్వే అనేది మనం ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పారు కాదు, అంటే అప్లికేషన్ వైజ్ గా యూజ్ చేస్తామని చెప్పేసి. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ వాల్యూమ్ క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఎలాస్టిక్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సెస్ పెడతామా, లేకపోతే అప్లికేషన్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సెస్ పెడతామా అక్కడ?
ఎలాస్టిక్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్ అనేది జనరిక్ టర్మ్ అనమాట. ఈఎల్బి అంటారు, బట్ ఈఎల్బిలో ఈఎల్బి అనేది ఒక టైప్ ఏం కాదు, జస్ట్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్ ఈఎల్బి అంటారు AWS లో. ఇవి టైప్స్, 3 టైప్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఈఎల్బిలో 3 టైప్స్ గా లాంచ్ చేయొచ్చు ఈఎల్బిని మీరు 3 మెథడ్స్ లో. వన్ ఈస్ ఏఎల్బి, నెక్స్ట్ ఎన్ఎల్బి, నెక్స్ట్ ఇట్ ఇస్ న్యూ వన్ గేట్వే లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్. ఇది మీకు ప్రాక్టికల్ గా చూపిస్తాను. ఓకే, వాట్ ఇస్ గేట్వే లోడ్? ఇది అప్లయన్సెస్ కి ఉంటది అనమాట. ఓకే, this is used in advanced conditions. Okay, not generic conditions. ఇది ఏఎల్బి అంటే నేమ్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఇట్ సేస్ అప్లికేషన్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్స్. సో అప్లికేషన్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, అని మీ యాప్స్ కానీ వెబ్ సర్వర్స్ కానీ వెబ్సైట్స్ కానీ, వాటికి ఏఎల్బి వాడతారు. గేమింగ్ ఉంది, హై అండ్ మీకు లో లాటెన్సీ కావాలనుకోండి నెట్వర్కింగ్ లో, లో లాటెన్సీ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్డ్, we use NLB because NLB load balancers TCP and UDP connections మీద వర్క్ అవుతాయి. ఓకే, ఏఎల్బి లోడ్ అప్లికేషన్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, అవి మన బ్రౌజర్ లో HTTPS కొడతాం కదా, ఆ ప్రోటోకాల్ మీద వర్క్ అవుతాయి. సో HTTPS లోడ్స్ ని హ్యాండిల్ చేయడానికి డిజైన్ చేసింది ఏఎల్బి. సో టు హ్యాండిల్ TCP and UDP level protocols, we use NLB. Simply, for instance, we don't need a confusion. See, if you are a solutions architect, you got a requirement from your manager saying I need a load balancer, and you will ask him, okay, what type of applications are it is it a web application? So 90% or at least 80% in the real time you will get TLB only. Why? Because most of our companies will be working in a company where they're using an application or a website. Okay, but some cases, if you are using in high-end company and high-end gaming company, it's a rare case, but if you are working in a gaming company, or if there is the requirement for load balancer or a high level monitoring service where TCP and UDP is calculated, you will ask him, so what is the service, sir? If he says, okay, this is the service, you will just go to that service. Okay, this is working on TCP, not HTTP. Okay, let me use load NLB. It's your own decision. They won't be asking you. Okay, if you have a senior architect, he will let you know. Okay, Vivek or Vinith, please do this in NLB. Even if you don't say, you can quickly try to get an understanding. Okay, network load balancer means it works on TCP. Here it is working on TCP. Okay, I will use NLB. You will decide in the spot. It's no need to, no, there is no rule. There is no thumb rule that you need to do this or do that. Depending on the scenario, you will architect. So in AWS, the same thing you can do in 10 different types also, same solution. But see, it is each person's brain here. See, for example, Vivek, I have given a task to Vivek. He will do it in a different way in AWS using the resources. I will do in different way. But the point here is, you can do in any different way. You will all get the output. But here they will evaluate the different pillars. See, if you match all these pillars, then that is fine. That is operational excellence. Okay, security. Okay, elasticity. Okay, so what is operational excellence? Just give it a try. What is operational excellence?
యూజర్స్ కి ఎన్ని వాళ్ళు ఎన్ని అప్లికేషన్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు కదా, అది వాళ్ళకి ఫ్రీగా రన్ అవ్వడానికి ఆపరేషన్, అంటే అది కరెక్ట్ రన్ అవ్వడం, ఏదైనా ఒక అప్లికేషన్ కానీ ఏదైనా సాఫ్ట్వేర్ కానీ, దట్స్ నాట్ ఇంపాక్ట్ టు ద యూజర్. అదే ఆపరేషన్. అది మనం ఎలా చేస్తున్నాం అనేది, సర్వర్ ఎలా లాంచ్ చేస్తున్నాం అనేది అది ఉంటుంది. దాని మీద ఆపరేషన్ అంటారు అనుకుంటాను.
So మీరు so as an solutions architect, మీరు ఏదన్నా ఒక వర్క్ చేసేటప్పుడు, సో వెన్ యూ see as a solutions architect, you should think in these 5 points. So based on these 5 points, you'll try to launch an architecture. Okay, if you get a task, you think in these 5 ways. Number 1, operational excellence means whether I'm doing this infrastructure as mere complex, if you are doing this in a complex way or easy way. See, you can do it in different ways, right? If you are doing in a complex way, you need to think again. Okay, whether this architecture can be done simply. See, why? Because it's not only for you, right? Different architects will be working with you. If you do a architecture very complex way, okay, if there is an issue one day, it's hard to figure, right? మీరు చాలా కాంప్లెక్స్ గా డిజైన్ చేసేసారు ఒక రోజు ఇదంతా. అంటే I will give an example. If you take the same example, if you design it complexly, okay, what happens that day you will understand fine. After 2 months or 3 months, if you get an issue, మీరు దాన్ని చూస్తే మీకే అర్థం కాదు. You don't understand what is happening because you designed it complexly. So first point you need to keep in mind is operational excellence. That means you need to make it as simple as possible. Simple architecture but effective architecture. Don't make it complex. Then security, you should not compromise in security. If you design an architecture, especially AWS architecture, you are dealing with public clouds, I mean public internet. Okay, if you are compromising in security, I have told you, right? Security groups, firewall rules, anywhere. If you compromise, what happens? How good your architecture also, it will fail, right? Someone will hack it. Everything is a loss. Your code will be hacked, right? Security should not be compromised. Then reliability. What is reliable? So it should work most of the times. It should not go down. So at any point of time, if a user hits an application, it should get an optimal performance. It should be reliable. You guys know the meaning of reliable. I think everyone knows it. Reliability ante, providing that safety. Like it will be working every time. It will be working every time. You can rely on it. You can have a trust on it. The end user should have a reliability on us. So that is reliability. What is performance? Again, performance means how well the application is performing, how the end users are getting there, how they are satisfied. That means the server should give best performance. You should design in such a way that best performance is needed. Again, cost. This is also important. See, this is also pretty important. Why? This is important for your organization. మిమ్మల్ని హైర్ చేసుకున్నారు కదా, మిమ్మల్ని ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ గా ఒక కంపెనీ. A company have hired you, right, for architect to architect the AWS environment, their environment. So if you do cost cutting for them, so if you cost cut for them, it is like you are saving a lot of money for them. In real time, if you do correct level of architecture, you can save lakhs and lakhs of money. See, for example, this is the best example for this cost also. All this I can put in this example, this architecture. There are a lot of architectures in AWS. Let us take this example now. Example is okay na? See, operational excellence ante enti? I have placed a single load balancer and a single auto scaling group. So if there is an issue, it is easy for me, right? I know if there is an issue in a auto scaling group or ELB, I'll quickly fix it because there is only 2 components and only 1 group of servers. Fine. Operational excellence is matched, right? Easy to manage, right? Because it is easy architecture. Then security. So for each server, I will be having security groups, right? I will be managing it, which ports are to be opened. See, these hits are taken on this port only. Take hits from load balancer only. I will mention in security groups. Okay, we'll see that practically. Okay, that is security. Security is also matched. We should not compromise on security. Then reliability. Why reliable? Because due to this load balancer, it is taking hit on different servers, right? So there is a chance that end users are happy. End users happy counter. Why? Whenever the hit, load is transferred and they are getting the application. The applications are always up. There is a backup for each server again. So that is reliability. Okay, at any time it is giving its best. Then performance. Performance means the same thing. If you have a single server, it won't give performance, right? It will get overloaded. So instead of that, we are launching different servers, and also automatically we are launching servers based on the load. What happens then? వచ్చే లోడ్ బట్టి సర్వర్స్ ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఇంక్రీజ్ అండ్ డిక్రీజ్ అయితే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో గివింగ్ ద గుడ్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్. అండ్ దెన్ కాస్ట్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో అన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆఫ్ ఏఎస్జి. మీరు ఇక్కడ ఏఎస్జి పెట్టలేదంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అజ్యూమ్ యువర్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఏఎస్జి. ఓకే, ఏఎస్జి లేదు, యా సర్వర్స్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతాయి బట్ డిక్రీజ్ అవ్వదు. డిక్రీజ్ అవ్వకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది? ఇఫ్ యూ మాన్యువల్లీ లాంచ్ ద సర్వర్స్ అండ్ యు ఆర్ స్లీపింగ్.
ఓకే, ఎన్ని సర్వర్స్ యూజ్ చేసే అన్ని సర్వర్స్ కి మనం కాస్ట్ కట్టాలి కదా వాళ్ళకి. మనం AWS మెయిన్ అది. అంటే నువ్వు సర్వర్స్ ఎన్ని యూజ్ చేస్తే అన్ని సర్వర్స్ కి నువ్వు కాస్ట్ అనేది కట్టాలి. సో నీకు డిక్రీజ్ అయినప్పుడు ఇంక్రీజ్ అయినప్పుడు ఒకవేళ లోడ్స్ తగ్గినాయి అనుకో, ఆ సర్వర్స్ తగ్గలేవు అనుకో, అంటే అక్కడ మనం ఆ సర్వర్స్ యూజ్ చేయకపోయినా వాళ్ళకి మనీ కడుతున్నాం, అది మనకి లాసే కదా.
కరెక్ట్. సో in ASG is a classic example of this cost. That is, if you do it manually, మీరు monitor చేసి, if you keep monitor it and if you reduce the servers manually, what happened? See, if you responded in 1 hour, but that 1 hour cost is gone, right, for those servers. Manually it is wrong. So if you do it through auto scaling group, what happens? It will manage immediately in minutes. Okay, load is down, let me down the servers, load is down. Automatically you are saving the cost also and having the performance also, vice versa. So combining all this, you should not compromise on all this. See, for example, I will give one more example. If you concentrate, one more caution here, if you concentrate only on money, sometimes you may compromise on performance. If you concentrate only on reliability or operation excellence, you may compromise on security. Okay, that is why make this as a balance. ఏది ఎక్కువ కాదు, ఏది తక్కువ కాదు. You should cover all this. If you only concentrate on cost, okay, I will reduce cost for my organization. If there is no performance, what is the use? If you reduce the cost, there is no use, right? Okay, I will concentrate on only operational excellence, I will ignore security. Waste, right? If you no security, it's gone. Okay, I want to concentrate on reliability, I concentrate only on performance. If servers is not reliable, when the getting performance is waste. So that is why you should have a balance between all these. These are called as the 5 pillars of AWS. 5 pillars of AWS architecture. So as a solutions architect, you should keep in mind all these 5 pillars in mind. Okay, ante kada. See, that is the difference between a great architect and a noob architect. See, for instance, if you are joining a new job, okay, you will architect in a different way. Okay, see, that is not, I won't say that is wrong. You will be keep on learning. There is no right and wrong in AWS. You will keep on learning the best architectures as the experience goes up. Even to me, before 2 years or 3 years, when I am architecting, I'm doing a lot of blunders. You know, I don't realize it. When my seniors told me it can be done in this way, then I keep on increasing, increasing my skill and putting a lot of effort. Now I can do a good architecture. So if a guy who has 10 to 15 years of experience in this cloud architecture, I mean, no possibility that you have 15 years experience because cloud is new. Maybe from 10 years people are using. A guy who have a lot of experience in cloud, okay, if he comes, he can do a better architecture than me. Who knows, right? There is no rule. You just follow the concept, then the best architecture is received. Okay, so this is about different type of things which we will be learning practically. I mean, we have launched EC2, but again we'll manually attach the drives, and we'll launch a load balancer, and we'll use a auto scaling group in the same machines, and At the end of it, we'll do a project which is combining of all this. Okay, we'll install a Apache web server in all the servers, and we'll try to manually, okay, each one of you from your desktop will hit that URL. Okay, we'll hit that URL and we'll see how the load is shared. Okay, we'll see how the load is shared. And also, generally in real-time examples, people don't show auto scaling group example. Why? Because మీరు అర్థం చేసుకోండి, ఇక్కడ ఆటో స్కేలింగ్ గ్రూప్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీకు ఇట్స్ హార్డ్ టు షో. ఎందుకంటే మనం వీఆర్ మోస్ట్లీ 5 or 6 people here, right? Even if we hit the server, load will not increase kada. Then how will we show the example of auto scaling group, right? Only if load is increasing or decreasing, auto scaling will group come into action. If 5 users are keep on hitting, it won't increase, right? But we have a solution for that. Okay, I will show you example of auto scaling group also. Okay, so practically we will see it. So when we complete all this practically, each one of you, for each one of you, I will give you the same task and you should perform in your AWS free tier account. I will review, okay, how you have architected. Even if there are mistakes, no problem. Okay, all these points should be ticked. Security should be checked, operational excellence should be checked, reliability should be checked, performance should be checked, and cost should be checked. Keeping, so just remember these 5 points, guys. So throughout your life in a solutions architect, in a cloud level, even in different cloud, Azure, GCP also, keep these 5 points in mind. Based on this, keep 5 points, you need to architect a design. That is when you will be called as a great solutions architect, a good solutions architect. Okay, it's not like doing whatever we want. We need to match all this. Okay, this is one part of the solutions architecture. You know, this is the basic, like how EC2 and all is managed. Okay, then we'll see it. You know, VPC section. VPC is a very big section, virtual private cloud section, and I need a lot of you know, attention from you guys during that section. It is pretty confusing also, especially for some guys who don't have networking knowledge. If you have networking knowledge, that is easy to have a grip. Now after this EC2, we'll be going through VPC section, and that is a big section. 2 to 3 weeks we will have that single section. Okay, it's confusing, but don't worry, we'll do it practical. Okay, from next class and all. Okay, what we'll do is we'll launch EC2 missions with load balancer in next class. Only these 2 combinations. When we complete these 2 completely, then we'll combine EC2 with EBS with ELB 3. Then in next class we'll combine all at a time, ECS with EB2, EBS with EC2 with ELB and auto scaling, all combined. And in the last example, we'll install an application and do load balancing manually. I mean automatically we'll do load balancing, and from your web browsers you will be verifying this, whether load balancing is happening or not. Okay, whether this auto scaling group is working or not. Okay, I will launch in my AWS, give the public authentication. Okay, security groups also will be managing. I will show, because you are in different place, right? Vineet, Vivek, Saikar and Shweta, you are in different states or different regions. Okay, but from your web browser you should be able to log into my server. I mean log in the sense access my resource, access my web server, and load balancing should happen. Got my point?
Yes, bro.
Yeah, how about others? Is it clear? Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. You'll be spinning of the machines and getting it up and down. But a small caution for you is, since you are at a student level or initial level, we don't have a lot of money with you. Don't see, each time if you launch a server after your work is finished, after, see, if you practice, right, every day after your practice, after 1 hour or 2 hours, just try to delete those machines again. Got my point. Don't leave them. Some might think that, see, it's not your wrong. Whenever, especially the new guys, they will think that if I close the browser, my server will also get closed. No, it's not about browser. If you launch, if you launch, that's it. 24 hours that server will be running. After some time, if your free tier credentials will get over and you will get bill. Okay. So if you close the browser, server will not get closed, guys. You know the concept now. I think you know this. Closing the browser does not close your server. You need to manage in the console, right? Okay. So others you can leave. I think everyone has a free tier accounts. The guys who don't have the free tier account can stay back. I'll show you. I'll show them how to do this. Others can leave. Tomorrow there will be no class, Sunday. So every Sunday there won't be class. From Monday to Saturday we'll have a class. Okay, Sunday we can have a break.
బ్రో నా దగ్గర
Till
సిస్టమ్
from
లేదు.
Is that Vineet?
సిస్టమ్ ల్యాప్టాప్ లేదు.